Welcome back, this is Sierra and Hello Kitty, and today in this video I'm going to talk about lucky bags for one last time for 2019, so I'll get back with you guys in just a second. Hey guys! Okay, so now that we're finished with the intro, let's get started. But before we do that, I just want to take a few seconds just to kind of plug my channel again. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Sierra and I'm an American foreigner living in Japan. Every week I try to make a different video about my crazy life in Japan, lush and being vegan, and zero weights. And so if any of those things are interesting to you, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button so that way you'll get a notification when I post something exciting. So now that Vlogmas is over and I finally have all of my lucky bag videos posted, I'm not going to be posting videos like 4 times a week or 5 or 7 times a week anymore. I'm going to be posting videos once or twice a week because that's what I've always done on this channel. But of course, I'll make more videos based on what inspires me. And so if you guys have any ideas of what you guys would like to see, please let me know in the comments and I will work on making those videos for you guys. Alright, anyways, so let's get started into the reason why I'm making today's video. So, no you guys, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to be doing another unboxing today because lucky bag season in Japan is pretty much over, which is really sad. I know there's a lot of creators that are still editing their videos and uploading them, but those lucky bags are probably not new lucky bags unless they got them online or they got them in the mail or something. But anyways, in today's video, I thought that I would make a Q&A on lucky bags because you guys have asked a ton of really amazing questions in not only the comments, but also you guys have reached out to me through my Twitter and my Gmail, which I think should be running along the screen at some point during this video, and I wanted to answer those questions for you guys. I don't have a Titanic list or anything, but I have a pretty good list listed on my phone, and I'm going to be reading off your questions that you asked, and I'm going to answer them about the lucky bags. But before I start doing that, again, I just want to say, I moved to Japan this past May, and what that means is I've only lived here for about 7 months, and what that also means is I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just going to answer the questions based on the knowledge that I already have and things I've learned this year, and I have a couple of these questions I actually did a little bit of Googling, and so basically what I'm trying to say is I don't have all the answers, it's just the information that I have to give out to you guys, but if you guys are asking frequently asked questions, at least you guys have that information out there. Alright. If you guys have any additional questions, you can ask them in the comments, and maybe I will try to make a follow-up video, or I'll just answer them along the comment section. Anyways, okay, let's get started. I don't know actually how many questions I have. I just have a list listed on Google Docs on my phone, and so I'm just going to talk about them as they come along. Okay. First question that was asked by a high school friend of mine. Hi, if you're watching, I know that you are. And she asked me, of course, just what are lucky bags? So lucky bags started, I've heard somewhere online, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but about 100 years ago or so in Japan. And the whole concept of a lucky bag is that lucky bags were designed to bring not only joy and happiness into the new year, but they're also designed to help sellers get rid of old stock and then bring out their new stock for the new year. So the basic idea is a lucky bag is the closest thing I can think of to compare it to would be like a grab bag. So what you do with a lucky bag is you pay one set price for the lucky bag, and then the items inside the lucky bag are secret and you don't know what they are. And so you pay for the lucky bag, like for example, maybe you might pay $50, and the whole point is that you're getting a sale price, and so the stuff inside would be maybe worth $100 or something like that. And it really depends on the lucky bags. Not all of them are the same, but that's pretty much how it works. And then you get what you get, and then if you don't like it, sorry. Okay, I think that answers the first question. Let's move along. Okay, next question. How long are lucky bags available? From which date to which date generally? So from what I have heard, traditionally, lucky bags are available both the 1st and 2nd of January, and then they usually sell out pretty quickly. However, that is not necessarily true because I have noticed that some of the restaurants and the small shops near me were selling their lucky bags early. The first lucky bag that I saw available, I think it was on like the 26th of December, and it was the McDonald's lucky bag. They're sold by all types of companies, but yeah, and then in all of the shops, there's usually only a certain number of lucky bags available, and so once they're out, they're out. So I would theoretically say there's not really a way to say how long lucky bags are available. They're available until they're gone, which depending on the shop, it could be days or almost a week, or it could be hours before they're gone. And actually what I heard, the Pokemon Center sold out within not even an hour of being open. So anyway, let's move on to the next question. How do you pay for lucky bags? Do you have to pay cash for lucky bags, or can you pay by the card in the store? So I think it kind of could depend on the store that you're buying from, but in my experience, when you buy a lucky bag, it's exactly the same as when you buy any item in the store. And so that means either if you want to pay in cash at the register, you can pay in cash, or you can pay by card at the register, just like a regular transaction. Basically what I would say is if the store takes credit cards all the time, they probably also take the credit cards for the lucky bag. If you're worried about it, everyone always takes cash, so just bring cash. Also, cash is a really good way to limit how much you're spending unless you already have your credit card in your wallet, in which case you'll run out of cash and then start swiping. So that's maybe not the best advice. Okay, next question is, do they limit the number of lucky bags that you can buy at one store? My answer to that question would be yes and no-ish, and here's why. Again, it depends on the store. Some stores, for example, the Pokemon Center, I know do give you a 2-bag limit, so I think you can get one for yourself and one for a friend. But other stores, you're allowed to buy pretty much as many as you want. But I have a feeling that shopkeepers are not going to let one person come in and scoop up all of them. The stores that I was shopping at this year, I don't think they had any limits on. Now that I think of it, I probably should have got more Sanrio bags because you guys loved that video and I loved all the items inside my Sanrio bag. As you guys can see, Hello Kitty lives here, and also the blanket that was in the same bag also now lives on my set. But theoretically, you could buy all of them, but I have a feeling not only would like the shopkeeper be like kind of sad that the lucky bags are over, also the people around you would be kind of upset because you bought all the lucky bags and they couldn't get one. All right, let's move on to the next question. How widespread are lucky bags? Do they sell them in grocery stores? What percentage of malls sell them? Is it 50% or less of the stores or more of the stores? So lucky bags I've seen this year so far are really widespread. They sell them in restaurants and in grocery stores, and a lot of shopping centers and malls will have them. Also, I have heard that some companies even have lucky bags, but I haven't seen them, and so like don't quote me on that. But like the whole point of a lucky bag is to give like joy and happiness to your customers and get rid of your old stuff. And so pretty much, not all stores, but I would say at least 80% of the stores in the shopping center I was at had a lucky bag, because not only do lucky bags allow you to clear out your old stock, but also when people come in shopping for lucky bags, sometimes they buy a lucky bag and another item. So that's a really good way to get customers in the door who might not usually shop at your store. So that's what I would say. The stuff inside lucky bags really varies. When I went shopping with my friend, we walked through a supermarket and saw kind of their lucky bag thing. Inside the supermarket lucky bags, they had, I think it's 3 different kinds. They had a fruit bag, and it had, I think, a bunch of bananas, a pineapple, and 2 Dole fruit juices, which in Japan, Dole fruit juice is expensive. In the same supermarket, they had a tomato bag that, no joke, it had like 4 different kinds of tomatoes in it. And then I think the last one was just a random like fresh vegetable bag, and they were pretty much just throwing stuff in there. The other thing they had inside the supermarket was, I didn't take a good look at it, but it looked like they had just a plastic bag you could fill up with a certain number of like crispy snacks or something. I don't know if they were like chips or if they were like shrimp crackers or whatever, but I saw people stuffing bags and bags of what looked like chips to me inside them. And I guess you just pay per big bag that you get. I don't know. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Is there a website available that lists all of them and when they're available? Yes and no. So there is one website that a friend of mine sent to me. It is all in Japanese, and it doesn't have, at least what I saw, it didn't have all of the lucky bags posted on them and when they're available, but it does have a lot of the information. If I can find the link, I'm going to link it down below in the description so you guys can check it out. But most of the lucky bags that I bought were not listed on this site, so you probably have to either check your local shopping center or just Google around online and see which lucky bags are on there. Actually, one of the most popular lucky bags is the Pokemon Center lucky bag, and that is not on the list. Or at least it wasn't when I checked before lucky bag shopping. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is funny. Okay, so you said in one of your videos that shopping for lucky bags or Fukubukuro is basically like Black Friday, but with a polite crowd. It sounds overwhelming. How are you getting used to the crowds? Does it intimidate you from going shopping? So I would stand by and saying yes, lucky bags are pretty much the same as shopping for Black Friday, except it's, again, more polite. So basically the experience my friend and I had is, it depends on the shopping center. I know that Sunshine City, which is where the Pokemon Center is, people line up outside at like 5 a.m. in order to get the Pokemon bags. When I went shopping, I think arrived at the shopping center around 7:45 or so, and they didn't open until 9, and so we waited like an hour and 15 minutes outside, which It was cold, but it was fine because we were talking and we basically did everything we could to entertain ourselves. But I've heard the crowds can be pretty crazy. In my experience, because I knew that the crowds would be crazy and I didn't want to get up at 5 in the morning, when we arrived, we first went into the supermarket because we thought that we'd be able to kind of sneak in the mall through the supermarket, but they had the things down, and so we went back outside and got in the regular line. I think it was around 8:15 at that point we got in the regular line. There's a video up here you guys can watch and see kind of what the line was like when we got there. And then as soon as they opened the doors, people started rushing into the shopping center. But they weren't rushing in like I remember in the mall, like when I used to work retail in the States. So people were rushing in, but in the States, like you see all these days of people pushing and shoving and knocking each other over to get to all these sales, not for lucky bags. So in general, the Japanese population, they're just really polite in my experience. And so there was no really pushing and shoving. However, there was really polite like bumping, which is the closest thing I can even compare it to. Like no one actually like took their hands and shoved me out of the way, but when I was on the escalator going up, because the shop I needed first was the Sanrio store, and everyone of course wants this lucky bag, at least it seemed like it, because everyone was rushing towards it. On the escalator people were like bumping and pushing to try to get through, but it wasn't like the violent pushing and shoving. And then when I got up to the floor I wanted, I heard some girl just scream out. She said, Sanrio, like, I got it, like, we need to hurry to get there, to her friends behind her. I think her friends are behind me. And so I heard her and she just started sprinting. And so, of course, like, I wanted to get this lucky bag too. And so I started running behind her. And she and about like 6 or 7 other people got there right before me. And people are not like beating each other like you see in those videos in the States, which I don't actually think that happens as much as people say it does, but anyways, that's regardless. When I was shopping through lucky bags, they had 3 or 4 lucky bags at the Sanrio store that I saw. They had the little one that I showed you guys in this video. So they had a small one, a medium one, which is one I got for this one, and then 2 5,000 yen ones, which is the $50 ones. One of them was see-through, but then they had like 4 of the really huge ones that I haven't actually seen an unboxing for, but I think it had Sanrio housewares, but it was a Hello Kitty bag that was opaque, and I reached to grab for it, and this lady, like, I was literally, no joke, like, this is the bag, this is my hand, and I was literally like going to grab it, and I was this close, and she just pulled it out of my hand. It wasn't in my hand, but I was so angry with her. Now, as you guys know, I am not a violent person, but in that moment, I had shopping rage. Like, compare it to road rage, where you're like, ugh! But like, this woman, I don't know who she is. Lady, if you are watching, I don't know who you are or where you are. I hate you, and you are my mortal enemy. You're a bad person. I wanted that lucky bag. At that moment, I wanted to tear her head off, but I didn't do that, so I feel like I should get points or something. I don't actually think I said anything to her, but I wanted to. I also got really upset one more time in the Sanrio shop, and this, I guess it's about rules, and people who don't follow rules just make me really, really upset. So the Sanrio lucky bags are like plastic. I don't know what it's called. I took the tag off of it, like plasticky thing shut. A lot of times they use zip ties, and the Sanrio ones were just closed with like this kind of like cheap plastic tie. And the whole point of a lucky bag is it's supposed to be secret content until after you pay for it. And I know with the Sanrio lucky bags that you want to get the character that you want, because they had 3 or 4 characters in the bags that was like the main plushie. And this guy standing next to me, he takes a lucky bag like the same size I'm going to buy, and he just takes all his might and he just rips it open. And I look at him and I'm just like, you can't do that! In English, of course, because I didn't like think in Japanese. And he just looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, you're not supposed to open it! It's supposed to be a secret! What's wrong with you? And then we just stared at each other for a second. And then he got terrified, he closed the lucky bag, and he walked away. But in that moment, again, I had just like that super angry shopping road rage that I can't even describe. But don't break the rules, okay? I am the good foreigner sitting here trying to follow the rules, and here you are, a Japanese dude, just rip open lucky bag because you want to see what's inside it? Not allowed. It's supposed to be fair for everybody. Whatever. I need to calm down. I think I'm calm now. Okay, so now that I've said that, let's move on to the next question. Actually, did I answer this whole question? No, I did not. Okay, so basically that's the first part of the question. The second part is, are you getting used to the city crowds? Well, so before I lived in Japan, I lived in the Czech Republic. And in Europe, houses and cities are just closer together than they are in the States, and so I'm already pretty used to big crowds, especially during like Christmas market season. Also, I have traveled to China before, and when I lived in the States, I lived in a pretty big city, and so I was just used to having crowds of people, and so it doesn't really bother me at all. Yeah, did it intimidate you from shopping? I wouldn't say that the crowds intimidated me from going lucky bag shopping. However, how busy the crowds are did kind of deter me from even trying for the Pokemon lucky bag, just because of the fact that I'd heard you had to be there at 5 in the morning, and my house is an hour and 15 minutes from the main Pokemon Center, and so I would have had to leave my house at like 3:45 in the morning from the train station. It just was too early and I didn't want to. So yes, the crowd inhibited me just a little bit, but also I thought it wasn't really worth my time, if that makes any sense. Okay, next question. So do the stores allow you to return items if you don't like what you get? What do people do with the items that they don't want? So the whole point of a lucky bag is that you pay a very highly discounted price and then they clear out their stock. So as far as I know, you are not allowed to return your lucky bags or exchange your items for other items. So what a lot of people do, if they buy a lucky bag that they don't like, there's another YouTuber who got her Pokemon bag from someone who sold their bag because they didn't want it. And so people will either open their lucky bags and either resell them, or they will swap their lucky bags with friends or just like anyone who wants them. I even saw it in the shopping center with the clothing lucky bags that are about $100. You may not necessarily like the clothing in your lucky bag. And so I saw people opening their clothing lucky bags on like the chairs, and they were actually swapping their items in the shopping center. So you can always swap with someone, and a big thing is selling items on eBay. All right, moving on to the next question. Okay, so what is the weirdest lucky bag you have personally seen? Well, I only went shopping in one location for lucky bags, but I've seen lucky bags sitting around. I have heard that there are lucky bags that sell intimate items, if you know what I mean, from certain stores, but I have not personally seen that, and so I'm not going to be able to count that. The strangest lucky bag that I personally saw was, I don't know. I don't really think any of them were incredibly weird, but I think it's just because I've lived so many places, I don't really think anything is weird anymore. I guess I would say the one from the supermarket, if they were putting all the chips in, because it really wasn't, to me, a lucky bag. It was more kind of like a sale. And then maybe the second one I would say would be the McDonald's lucky bag. Inside the lucky bag, it had like a McDonald's bag, and then it had like a cup, 2,000 yen, like your same money back in, like gift certificates for the store, and like a French fry plushie thing, which I just thought that it was weird, but it wasn't like creepishly weird. Like, I think I know what you're asking, poster, but I'm not going to answer that question. I'm really sorry. Okay. So what was your favorite lucky bag this year or ever? So this is my first year ever purchasing lucky bags, and so my favorite lucky bag was the my most watched video from Lucky Bags, and also like my favorite was the Sanrio bag where I got my Hello Kitty stuff. Since I've lived in Japan, and actually every time I spend a significant amount of Asia, I find that my life gets cuter, and I think I had the most fun opening that bag just because I didn't really know exactly what would be in it. Like when I got the coffee bag, I assumed coffee, and the tea bag, I assumed tea, and so I truly just didn't know what would be in the Sanrio bag, which made it really fun. And now I have a cool like grocery bag, so. Okay. All right. Final and last question people ask, do you have any regrets from your lucky bag shopping? So I don't think that I have any regrets from my lucky bag shopping. I did like all the lucky bags that I got. I would guess I would regret my Tutu Anna lucky bag just because of the fact that I didn't think about that maybe the items would have like animal products in the socks that I got, and so I guess I would regret buying that one just because of the fact that I didn't really want the items that were in them. Like I did, but I didn't realize that they would have wool and cashmere because I figured those things would be more expensive and not be in a lucky bag. Not really a regret. Next year, I don't think I'm going to buy the tutu on a bag, and then next year I probably won't buy the tea bag just because I have so much tea anyway, but we'll see how much you consume between now and then. Anyways, I hope that answered your question, person who asked it. If I didn't, I'm really sorry I didn't answer it well enough for you. Okay, so that's the end of my list on my phone. If you guys have any other further questions about lucky bags, feel free to let me know in the comments or via, again, Twitter or email, and I will get back to you guys. Also, if you guys have any suggestions about videos that you guys want to see, go ahead and let me know about those in the comments. Otherwise, that's about it. So, if you like this video, make sure you hit my like and the subscribe button so you get notification every single time I post something new and exciting. But anyways, I'll get back to you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye!